Hello, welcome back, everyone.
Her big voice and flamboyant stage presence have helped Paloma Faith become one of Britain's most successful female artists. And now, after a 2-year break, she's back.
Yes, she's here as well. Isn't that brilliant? I mean, her latest album, she uses her music to explore some of the biggest issues of modern society. We'll talk to her in just a moment. First, here she is performing for BBC Radio 2 earlier this month. Paloma's here.
You were there, weren't you, as well?
No, I wasn't that. I have seen you perform this year, but not there. Fantastic to see you.
Lovely to see you both.
Tell us a little bit about the new album, because it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Because you've had a baby. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's called The Architect, and it's out now. And it's, yeah, I'm really enjoying it because it's allowing me a conversation about things other than myself, because usually I write quite narcissistic albums. And this time I decided to, like, I think influenced by motherhood, put my focus on the world around me and the type of world that I'm bringing this person into. And I've also been thinking, like, you know, when your baby gets older, like, what do you want to have passed to them? Like, what was the album you want them to listen to? And I think what I tried to do, and I hope I've achieved, is talk about the human qualities that I think are the most important ones, like kindness, compassion, and empathy. And that was my focus.
Well, I was going to say, because it's political, but it's sort of political with a small p, isn't it? It's more a case of sort of a moral viewpoint, which does then impact on the politics that we see around us in the world today.
Yeah, I think so. And it's kind of supposed to be kind of a social observation about my kind of, I mean, my heart bleeds when I think, why are we still in certain situations that we still are? Like, we see homelessness and loneliness and, you know, like, still we have a problem in this country, for example, with old people on their own. And I just feel like there's a real demise in community, and I wanted to make a record that spoke in a hopeful perspective about how we can, like, all get together and help each other and be united, rather than this separatist kind of atmosphere that there is.
Samuel L. Jackson is on it.
Yeah.
So tell us, how do you just call him?
I'm so shocked as well. He even tweeted about it the other day, and I was just like...
He's reading something, isn't he?
Yeah, he opens my whole record with his powerful, commanding voice.
And it's like sort of mission statement in some ways.
From Samuel L. Jackson, which he put on the other day.
Don't new music.
So how did that come about? I mean, is that like you just bring him up, or is that your people speak to his people? How did that come about?
No, I met him because he's got a charity called One for the Boys, which is a charity for men with testicular cancer. And I did some work for them, like doing charity stuff, and he just said, oh, I owe you a favour. And my kind of attitude to that was like, oh, he's from Hollywood, so he's saying that, but he won't do it.
You banked
and
it.
He
well
was
done.
like, no, I can tell from your face that you don't believe me.
Right.
And I was like, no, I don't really. And then he said, no, I'm a man of my word. I will do you a favour. Now, I could have kind of like asked him to do my supermarket shop just for fun, but I decided not to waste the opportunity and put it to good use. And like, we did the recording, he did it so quickly, and then we spent like 2 hours just talking about music and life afterwards.
Oh, he's
such a good man, and obviously, like, he's tweeted, and I'm completely in shock that He's just so nice.
We've got a couple of, I think we've got a couple of your videos from Guilty and Crybaby, and I think they both sort of on a similar theme, which is inspired by The Handmaid's Tale. Is that right?
That's right. It's a combination of that and a film called The Childhood of a Leader, which is quite a dark film about what dictators have in common in their childhood psychologically.
So
it's interesting that both, because both the videos are sort of linked to the same thing,
Supposed to be like a mini film.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the subject that I was dealing with is when you implement so much animosity and lack of emotion for too long, eventually it will backfire.
You also, I know you've talked quite a lot about becoming a mum, haven't you? And you had a difficult birth, which you've been quite honest with people about. Has that, I mean, what you know, I mean, I expect people are kind of refreshed to know that you're being honest about it, because that doesn't just happen to, you know, it happens to lots of people, doesn't it?
It's amazing how many people have come towards me and sort of been like, thank you. Because I think, you know, there is absolutely, of course, a chance people watching who are pregnant and worried that they will have an amazing birth. But I just think it's sad that sometimes we feel like we can't say, no, it didn't go very well for me, because then we're just faced with so much disappointment afterwards. And I went through a long period of being like blaming myself and being frustrated with my own body. But it is really like, you know, it doesn't take away from how much you love the child in the end, but it was really the hardest thing I've ever done. And I do feel like it's fueled me coming back better than ever before. It was actually my accountant who said before I stopped for a while that you'll probably find that you feel empowered and full of courage and bravery and strength, and you'll probably be more successful than you've ever been. So I hope that's true.
And we promised we'd ask you about Christmas decorations, and you're a last-minute monger, is that right?
Yeah. I am.
Right
And also, I think with the 1-year-old in the house, you don't want them pulling over a tree like 3 months before Christmas Day. I'll probably have to just put it up the day before.
Sounds very wise.
It's really lovely to have you here. We could talk so much longer, but thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Paloma's new album is called The Architect.
That is all we've got time for this morning on Breakfast, but we're back tomorrow.
We are indeed. So Michael Parkinson will be here. Have a really great day. Goodbye.